Hi, I'm Larie, and welcome to your upper body tricep workout. What you're going to need today, dumbbells. Whatever you have, grab them. You're definitely going to need a lighter set and a heavier set. Now, the mat is optional, but go ahead and grab that as well if you want it. Here's today's format. We have tricep, so we have 3 exercises at a time. Every exercise will be performed for 60 seconds. Once you hear that ding, we've moved on to the next exercise. So we have 3 minutes of total work. After that 3 minutes is up, we get 15 seconds to recover before moving on to the next tricep. All right, y'all, this one is quick, but it's gonna challenge you. So go ahead, grab all your stuff, maybe something for hydration, and let's get going. We're going to begin with Lou raises. So go ahead, grab your lighter set of dumbbells. We have a supinated grip. We're going around in a semicircle. You may also know these as around the world. So really keep a long lever as you bring it all the way up and down. This begins your workout. We go in 3, 2, and 1. Let's get it. Next up, we have Poliquin lateral raises. It's a curl to a lateral raise. Just follow my lead in 3, 2, and 1. Neutral grip, curl, elbows out, lengthen, and then lower with control. So curl, out, out, and then lower. Next up, we have a front raise to a lateral raise, so similar movement pattern, but now we're going to bias the anterior delt instead of those biceps. Let's go. So front raise, out, and then lower. It's going to start to burn, so if needed, just slow it down. Every exercise is timed today, so we do not have to go at the same pace, same tempo. You can also rest right here, take a few deep breaths, and then make it a rest pause set. Continue the set when you feel ready to. You're gonna see me do that probably throughout this workout as I'm looking at the programming. I will definitely be doing that at some point, but what doesn't challenge us won't change us. Just keep your form locked in tight. Make sure that mind-muscle connection is on point, then just rep it out. Lower the weight if and when needed. Last 3, 2, and 1. Set those dumbbells down. I'm going to grab my heavier set. We have a neutral grip shoulder press next. Neutral grip, core stays tight. Control the eccentric, so press it up. 3, 2, and 1. Neutral grip row is next. We'll do a hip hinge as we rode up in 3, 2, and 1. Hinge it forward, core stays tight, neutral spine. Lever is long, and then drive the dumbbells back towards your hip. So really engage the lats here. Keep your spine as still as possible. Get that support from anterior deep core. So keep core engaged throughout to help stabilize. We have a hammer curl to neutral press next. One more rep in 3, 2, and 1. Wow. Okay, let's go. We curl it, neutral grip. We press it up, lower with control. If needed, drop the weight selection. Make it a drop set. Keep your form locked in, 15 seconds. Keep core tight. Do not let the hips swing forward right there. In 5 seconds, we get a recovery. In 3, 2, and 1. Set those dumbbells down. Wow. Next up, we have a pronated row, and we're going to do it 1 1/4 rep. I'm going to be a little bit feisty, stay with my heavier weights, but I may need to drop. We won't know until we try. Let's go ahead, get it going. Same thing, hinge forward. This time elbows flare out to target the mid to upper back instead of lats. So add that 1/4 rep at the top if you can. If you find that you're easily rounding through this position, core tight, and then keep your lats drawn back to just keep that better neutral spine. That cue works for some, not for all. Next up, we have a push-up. We're gonna set these dumbbells off to the side. In 3, 2, and 1, dumbbells off to the side. Elbows in tight to target chest, anterior delts, and of course, your triceps. If needed, drop it down to your knees. Now, I may be dropping it down to my knees due to my wrist. I'm slowly working strength back up in my right wrist. If you don't know, I was in a cast not too long ago, but I'm slowly working my strength here. So I'm gonna go ahead, put my knees down to take off some weight. That is my limiting factor, but I'm feeling good. So as long as you're feeling good too, let's continue on. We're gonna grab our dumbbells next. We have a step back plank to a bicep curl. In 3, 2, and 1. So grab a hold of your dumbbells. We're not gonna be here long, don't worry. You can jump or step in, it's up to you. Lift through the lower body. 1 curl neutral to supinated, and then bring it down. So jump or step back. Bring it in, up, and then curl. If you wanna get feisty, you can add a push-up in between. Last 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Set it down. All right, next up, I'll be switching to my lighter weights. We have a tricep extensions standing, 1 in each hand. Bring it up, hinge at the elbow, and then release. Core stays tight. Tendency here is to want to get into this position, sitting into the hips. Keep your core turned on to help stabilize. Core is not the focus, but your core has got to help stabilize, or else you're going to sit into the hips and your back's not going to like you tomorrow. These light weights should be burning by now. Next up, we have a pike push-up. We'll release the weights in 3, 2, and 1. Set those dumbbells down. Come to your plank and then push the hips up and back. So like you're in a downward dog. From here, look up at the hands, hover the head, and then press it. So this is just a push-up to really bias the delts. So think of this as a shoulder press with your body weight. In 10 seconds, we have a dumbbell plank pull through. We're going to come to our plank position in 3, 2, and 1. Have one dumbbell handy. It can be your light or your heavy. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go with the heavy. Come to your plank, wide stance. We're working on anti-rotation of the hips as we reach underneath the body, pull the dumbbell through. Plant the hands. So dumbbells to the outside of the left hand, reach underneath with the right, pull it through, bring it down. So we are working back muscles, but now the focus is really your whole body, especially your core. So what I don't want you to do is to do that, letting the hips just swivel everywhere. Try to keep your hips as still as possible. And if needed, I'm going to come down to my knees to take some pressure off of my wrist. Come down to your knees. Last 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Recover. I'm dripping sweat. I wish I had a towel. Now it's back to a shoulder press, pronated press. Go ahead, bring it up. Palms face me. We press it up. Control it down. Now, if you find that you're having to use your hips to bring up those weights, you can do one of two things. Lighten the load to something a little bit lighter, or take a seat. And then that seated position will add stability. And it's really hard to press your hips forward, swing them forward when you're sitting down. Next up, supinated to pronated curl. Wow. Bring it down, shake it out. Here we go. Supinated on the concentric, pronated on the eccentric. Pressure you, but baby, Next up, we have a supinated curl to Arnold press. If needed, you can drop the weight to something lighter. In 3, 2, and 1. Deep breath. Let's go. Supinated curl. Flip the grip as we press it up. "15 seconds. We got this." We end with our lighter dumbbells for our final 2 trisets. Come on, one more rep. 3, 2, and 1. Set those dumbbells down. Wow. We end with your lighter weights. Next up, a front raise. A good old front raise. Gosh, that 15 seconds goes by quick. Neutral grip, flip it to pronated at the very top. So feel that stretch along anterior delts, and then really keep your lever long. So try not to hinge from the elbows and bring it here. Keep your arms fairly straight. Bias the front of the delts. So that's where I want you to feel it. Next up, we have a hip hinge Y raise. This will bias the medial delts. We go in 3, 2, and 1. So hinge forward, dumbbells are down, and then bring it to that Y position. Everyone's range of motion will be a little different, but your angle here will really target your medial delts. You'll feel a little bit of your rear delts, but this angle really biases the fibers of your medial or outer delts. In 10 seconds, we have a rear delt fly. We'll add a quarter rep at the top if we can. In 3, 2, and 1. Keep this hip hinge position. Now we're going at a slight angle back. So instead of 3 in a 9 o'clock position, go right around that 4 and 8 o'clock position. And let's add that quarter rep at the top to make it a little bit more challenging. This path will really bias your rear delts or back delts. Last 3, 2, and 1. We end with a tricep drop set. Don't hate me. This one never gets easier. Light weights. It's a 6-way first. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. 6 ways. Lateral raise. Bring it together overhead. Control it down to heart level. Out to the side. Lower down. So 6-part movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure you don't swing those hips forward when you bring the dumbbells overhead. So core stays tight, tight, tight. Control it down. Next up, we have a 4-way raise. So it's just the 4-part movement of this. In 3, 2, and 1. All right, here we go. Out to the side, out in front, back out, back down. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. In 10 seconds, we make our final drop into lateral raises. I know those shoulders are on fire. If needed, make it a rest pause set in 3, 2, and 1. In 15 seconds, we're going to end with partials from the bottom. Yours may already be partials because this is challenging. Whew. Partials in 3, 2, and 1. Here's our last. 5, 4, 3, and then we hold. 2, 1, go all the way to the top and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are done. Wow. Okay. Let's stretch. I'm gonna need to ease into the stretch. I don't know about you. Let's go ahead and come down to our mat. And we will. I said the mat was optional and you can do this on a wall. We're gonna go into a pretty intense shoulder opener. But first, let's get those lats, puppy pose. Bring the arms forward and then just stretch it out. When you're ready, come out of it. I'm going to show you 2 ways to do this. This way is the less intense version. So take the arm out to the side, very gently, very slowly, start to roll over. You can turn that back foot into a kickstand and just work on opening that delt up. So you'll feel a pretty intense stretch along the anterior delts and into your chest. Now, one way to intensify this, your range of motion will be limited, is to take your elbow out to a 90-degree position, bring it back down, and then feel the stretch that way. Pick whichever one you enjoy the best. This should feel good. When you're ready, come out of it. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So start with a straight arm. hang out there. If you like it, stay put. If you want to try out the other way, just bend that elbow 90 degrees and then start to make your way. My range of motion is very limited on this side. So you may have one side that's a little bit more tight than the other. That just means we need to show it a little bit more love. And when you're ready, slowly come out of it. Press off through the hands and meet me in an easy seat. Arms go overhead, big deep inhale. As you exhale, side bend one way. Inhale up. Exhale, other side. We'll add the tricep stretch. Next go around. Inhale up. Exhale, triceps. Inhale up. And exhale, other side. Inhale up to center. And exhale, we are done. Nice work. That one was challenging. As long as you tried your best, y'all, that is all that matters. Whenever, if ever, you need to drop that weight selection, drop it. If you're not committed to the weight selection, once you pick it up, you can always drop it if and when needed. Again, as long as you tried your best, that's all that matters. Be sure to tag me in your posts and stories on IG at Larie Midkiff. I love to see them. Follow me on Facebook, Fit by Larie. Your love and support means the world, so I really appreciate it. As always, keep up the amazing work. You rock.